All right. The week 21 podcast. You guys are going to notice a significant upgrade in the video quality. Most of you probably don't even watch this, but the audio quality. I am using a studio mic. We got this nice podcast setup, all polished and ready to rip, and I'm finally using it. Mitch Fry, who is the partner at Origin, and myself have for a long time talked about how Aptive Sales needs a podcast and how the stories need to be told behind a lot of our $1 million reps and our old salty sea dogs and our top rookies. And I know for me, like one of the greatest sources of inspiration is learning from what other people have done. And one of the greatest ways that I've been able to scale and improve and develop is by asking people who I admire and people who I want to emulate how they did or what they did to get to where they are and how they did it. And so this podcast, it's going to be called The Launchpad. Mitch and I officially started it. So we recorded for like 45 minutes with Brian Swindlehurst. I think it was last Thursday. And I've got it all mostly edited. We need to do a little bit more work on it, but it's going to launch on Thursday. So I'd love it if you guys would tune into that. But that's hence the upgrade to the podcast setup. I'm still getting used to looking at the camera and not the MacBook because I'm using my MacBook for notes and stuff. But I hope it's a great thing. And we're going to record at least one episode every week. Next week, I think we'll launch one with Tosh and Donnie. The week after that, we've got Vess Pearson all lined up. I want to do a lot of the Golden Door guys. And again, we're going to kind of dive into the method behind the madness with each of these people, with the goal of up-leveling our entire sales program, but especially like you guys in the Origin reps. And we really want this to be something that you guys utilize and we can all learn from and grow with. And so I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. As I kick off, again, I'm a little bit distracted because the screen looks different than normally, but what a great week. We improved last week versus the week prior to that. And guys, I talked about this at length. The only reason we would improve is because we worked harder. We don't have more reps starting. In fact, we have some reps that are finishing up for whatever reason already right now. So it's not that we had more reps, it's that we worked harder. And I am so proud of that. Our closing ratio, and this is one of the topics that Brian, Mitch, and I talked about at length, our closing ratio is better right now than it ever has been. We are crushing it on our closing ratio right now. What we need to work on and what we need to emphasize and focus on is the habits, the hours worked, the schedule, what we're holding ourselves to. And I'll talk about that more in a little bit on this podcast, but congratulations because we made improvements. And I hope that we'll make improvements again this week. I hope that each of you will make the decision to work even harder, to do even more. I'm going to mention one person by name, Costner. I know Costner called my brother, and he brought up the fact that last year at this time, he was closing like 1 in 40. And right now he's closing like 1 in 20. He said, dude, if I would just knock as many DMs a day right now, which was like 65, as I did last year, which was like 65. Right now he's only at like 40. He's like, I'd sell twice as much. What a cool thing. What a novel idea. That is possible for every single one of you. So commit to the DMs, commit to the schedule, commit to the grueling, hard, difficult process that is this job, and you will be rewarded generously for it. Okay, I am going to share my window. Oh, maybe I was already sharing my window. Oh yeah, I think you guys can already see my screen. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, I just wanted to briefly show this. Our partnership, we're at $25.5614 million in service revenue on the summer. I am really, really proud of that. That's massive. Last year, we did a little over 30 million. We should beat that again this year, which is super cool. Congratulations to everyone on the really hard work. We've got the Champions Group, the Mark Wilmore downline, who is 11.5 of that 25.5 million. So congratulations to those guys. The Ryan Myers and Andrew Myers org is at 8.3 million. Colby's just over 4 million. I know McKenna just crossed 4 million yesterday. Aiden Parent is nearly at 3 million. Chase Flynn at 2.2. Chan Mack will cross 1 million in the next day or two. Vlad Titov is nearing 2 million. Guys, we have a lot of incredible leaders, and I am really proud of every single one of you. Alex Moises, our top rep on the summer, is at 525K. Jack Ray crossed 500K Saturday night with his last service. He's at 500,186. He's probably more than that now. Adam Tillman over 400K. John Martin over 350. Ryan Pay will cross 300K within the next day or two. Chan Mack is approaching 300K. Jeff Hatch will cross 300K. Malachi Melema, 235. Eman Denise, 235, Vlad 230, Easton 250. So much to be proud of. When we look at rookies, again, we've got Ryan, who will cross 300K within the next day or two. Jackson Smythe, this guy had a monster week last week. He's a 232. Bo Compton 212. Mark Workman 185. Presley Hayden 188. Adrian 180. Ismael 166. Jarek 160. Emmanuel Aragon almost 150. Guys, man, so much to be proud of. I love seeing you guys win. When we look at the week, I'm on the Alani kick today, which is not a kick that I'm usually on, but Ethan ordered some of these and they're kind of good. My wife and sister always drink these, so I kind of feel like I'm tapping into my feminine energy. I don't even mind it. You guys will remember that last week when I did this podcast, I talked about how we would see a giant ramp from a lot of the teams this last week, and especially San Diego. They did just under 200K last week, and I said, I'm guessing that these guys will do about 300K in this week's podcast, and I was right on the money. They did 285K last week. Guys, they didn't just get 50% better. They worked 50% harder. So congratulations to all those guys for the incredible work ethic. They are in the Sweet 16 right now in a dogfight with Tacoma. They're our last team standing. We're really proud of you guys, San Diego. We're rooting for you. We want to see you win. They just edged out our number 2 team, Columbus. Columbus, I got to give it up for you guys. The Aptiv Cup is not easy, and it takes, I mean, there is some real logic to it. There is some strategy, and you guys coming in as a very young team without any real Aptiv Cup experience, you made an incredible run, and you would have beat 75% of the teams in the field, but you lost to the 2-time reigning champs, and it was a respectable matchup. So Columbus, I'm really proud of all you guys, and learn some lessons for next year. You got to get up early. You got to do shorter lunches. You got to work later. You got to be a little bit strategic with your area and where you're knocking and your routes and everything like that. But congratulations to San Diego, obviously, for continuing to advance. We want to see you guys win it all. Congratulations to Columbus for making it as far as they did. Sugarland put up a giant week last week, 120K. St. Louis, 110. Chicago, 91. That's an improvement for Chicago. I love to see you guys working hard. I love to see you guys trending up. Great week. When we look at all reps, the rookies are taking over the leaderboard. We had Jackson Smythe with 35K last week. I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe that is a PR week for all rookies this summer. So congratulations, Jackson. What made that week in some ways even more impressive was that Jackson's contract value was only 900, which means that based on some quick math, he serviced 35,000 divided by 899. Jackson serviced 39 accounts. That is a monster week. If we can bump the CV just $100, all of a sudden Jackson's over 40K. It's incredible. Nice work, Jackson. Ryan with 28K. Monster week, Ryan. Alex Moises, 26K. Malachi Aquino. This guy was hitting me up just a few short weeks ago, frustrated by the fact that he wasn't putting on more revenue. Malachi, now our number 4 rep with 24K. Congratulations, Malachi. Huge testament that if you want it, you can get it. I know that Malachi's been training. I know that he's been working. I know that he's been doing extra. And guys, Malachi has a really cool story. He sold with us for 2 or 3 years, and then he left and he did real estate and he did some other stuff. And this is his first year back. Malachi said, I'm done with that grind. I was making more money in door-to-door. I had more upside in door-to-door. I'm going to go all in, lock in, level up. And I mean, Malachi had a 10K earnings week this last week, which is absolutely massive. Congratulations, Malachi. Adam Tillman, 23K. Carson Compton, 20K. Nolan Bird with 20K. Congratulations to all you guys. When we look at the rookies, Jackson, Ryan, Nolan, Chloe Mendoza with 17K. Brenton Little with 16K. Colton Eckler with 13K. Bo Compton, 15K. Mark Workman, 14K. Jaden Nieder, 12K. Adrian Nunez, 11K. Sorry, I'm kind of squinting. The screen's smaller than usual. Presley Hayden, 10K. Mason Healy, 12K. Dallin Edwards, 10K. Jacob Wilford, 10K. Jarek Harris, 10K. Jafeth Estrada, almost 10K. Lots to be proud of. Walker Spalding. Walker picking it up. Way to make it happen. So, great week all in all. Couple quick reminders. 24 months become increasingly important. I review our partnerships 24 months every week, and we are trending up on that percentage. The cup helps a lot. So we did 4% more 24 months last week than the week before. Remember, you guys get a giant residual bonus from selling those 24 months. So work hard on the 24 months now, because you will be compensated for it in a giant way next summer, which is amazing. avoid the 12 months as much as humanly possible, maximize your contract value towards the end of the summer. And I see it in our leaderboard. Our contract value tends to digress just a little bit because we as sales reps get a little bit lazy. We get a little bit, I got to stop my share. We get a little bit lazy. We get a little bit soft in how we, golly, I'm distracted. I need to drink more caffeine so I can get buzzing in how rigid we are with what we hold ourselves to. So if you want to maximize your contract value, it's just as easy as it was the very first day of the summer. You just simply have to start at a higher CV. And if you start at a higher CV, sky's the limit, anything's possible. I always love like the very first week of the summer because I have multiple team leaders call me and they're like, dude, my rookie just sold a 139 monthly. It was crazy. The guy didn't even think about it. Dude, my rookie just sold a 299, 119. Crazy. By the end of the summer, these same rookies, again, you've gotten a little bit lazy. Your belief isn't as big and naive as it once was. And our contract value starts to dip just a little bit. Guys, if you would just simply believe, if you would win the battle in your mind, if you would commit to pitching a higher CV and starting high, you would keep that contract value really, really high. So make it a big priority this week. Try and make that contract value bigger. We're going into the Car Wars competition, which is the next ticket item that I wanted to talk about. And the Car Wars competition is going to be really dependent on how many 24 months you sell and what your ACV is. It's going to be the average of the Car Wars, the reps on your team. It's going to be either a 3-man or a 4-man team. And the scoring is going to be based on the average of your team. 24 months count double. Obviously, bigger contract value maximizes the revenue that you're getting from every account. So make those a giant priority and let's have a giant week, especially with Car Wars starting up. So let me explain a little bit of the methodology behind Car Wars and how it's going to work and the processes. And you guys got to make sure to get your teams in. As of right now, we only have like 20 teams. So automatically everyone is almost winning Ray-Ban metas, which is crazy. We need more teams. I need you guys to lock in, take this serious, go big with it. Okay. Its intention, its purpose is to push you to be the very best that you can be, to work hard, to give you a little bit of much needed motivation, an extra incentive. You're already making a ton of money, but if you focus on the prize, if you focus on the competition, it gamifies the experience and it makes it really fun. So habits are key, but gamifying the experience is a really important part of things. So we have the Aptive Cup, which is obviously a full team competition. We have the Ant and the Rookie Rampage, which is obviously an individual competition. I've always really wanted like a rookie team leader or a 3-4 duos type tournament. I think it's a fun thing because then you're working with a really close-knit group. You kind of get the chance to pick and select the people who push you, who you want to jam with, who you want to be, in the trenches with. And so these teams, it's either going to be 1 experienced rep and 2 rookies, 2 experienced reps and 1 rookie, or 1 experienced rep and 3 rookies. So a 3-man or a 4-man team, if you have that extra rookie, you get the extra person. Kind of makes it really competitive and fun. Our seeding match will go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, serviced by Saturday of this week. So it starts tomorrow. And the revenue that your team sells will put you in a seat. So the teams that do the best over the next 3 days are going to go up against the teams that do the worst over the next 3 days. And some of you are like, oh, that's not fair. No, that's how tournaments work. We want to reward the teams that work the hardest now and almost automatically, they still got to win their match, but almost automatically qualify them to win big prizes right off the rip. So you want to take the next 3 days really, really serious. And again, if you don't have a team yet, message Demery, get your team together. If you don't have anyone, message us. We're going to help you find a team. But it's going to be your team against other teams. And every matchup that you win, you progress in the prizes. The first week, you win the Big Bug Energy hat, which a lot of you already have that, but you probably could use a new one because you're sweaty animals. The second week, you get the Van hat. I just placed and have an order for an additional 350 Aptive Van hats. I know you guys love those on the doors, and they look stylish off the doors too. The third week, you win a $150 Sneak Easy gift card, which is huge. And it's not, I'm saying week, but it's matchup. The fourth matchup, you win, I think it's the Ray-Ban metas. The fifth week, oh gosh, I should look at it's all on that sheet. But the prizes get bigger every round until the finals. Whoever wins the finals, every member of that team is going to win a $1,000 prize. And I put on their new golf irons. That's what I'm taking. But you guys could take a Delta gift card. You could take a MacBook Pro, whatever you want. You win $1,000 per person. And that is a legitimate big prize. And guys, 4 of you or 3 of you are going to win that prize. A lot of you, I mean, 8 of you are going to win the $500 prize. 16 of you are going to win the Ray-Ban Metas. Like, this is a winnable competition. 32 of you are going to win $150 Sneak Easy gift cards. We're putting like $12,000 into this tournament. So please take it serious. After these seeding matches, next Monday will be the first matchup. So Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be all the revenue that you sell, and it has to be serviced by Wednesday. If you beat on a per rep average basis the team that you're up against, you guys will advance to the next round. Now, here's the caveat. Okay, here's the rule. Here's the asterisk. If any winning team has their score doubled by a team that loses, they're going to get bumped out of the tournament. So even if you win, you can't slack off. You still got to work hard. And if you're on an incredibly good team that somehow gets beat, but you double up a team that wins, you jump back into the tournament. So work hard. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be shouting you guys out on social media. It's going to be awesome. Get after it. Get it done. Car Wars is going to be epic. Let me see what I've got next on my ticket of things to talk about. Okay. I have something a little bit more less fun to talk about. A little bit more serious. A little bit more serious. I love being the good boss that just praises and hypes up and says, I'm proud of you guys. I do not like being the partner that has to crack the whip. I do not like being the partner that has to penalize or chew out or, heaven forbid, fire any of our sales reps. And I did a really good job of harping on this early on in the season. And for the most part, our partnership did great. We have a few instances and things that I have found out and that corporate has discovered of dishonesty. And it's not just us, it happens everywhere, okay? But we have a few reps who I'm talking to who corporate wanted to terminate. And they have legal evidence of these sales reps, in a way, lying on the doors and being dishonest with customers. And guys, I harped on this all early in the season. Everything that you do and say is recorded. And everything that you do matters, okay? Aptiv is a billion-dollar company. We have a reputation to uphold. We have ethical, like legal responsibilities and obligations and duties. And it's our job as sales reps to honor those. And if you break that trust, you could jeopardize your job. And that's the last thing any of us want, because this is an incredible job. So we have a few sales reps who, it breaks my heart, but they have been, at least to some extent, dishonest on the doors in multiple different instances. And it's been reported and it's been recorded, and it sucks. And the legal team wanted me to terminate these employees. And guys, I don't want to do that. I love working with all of you guys. And so I've begged and I've pleaded and I've put my good reputation and my good name out for these sales reps. And as of right now, no one is being terminated, which is great. But all 3 of these sales reps are going to be penalized. And it's not a $200 slap on the wrist. It's a $5,000 to $10,000 fine. So it's very real. Do not lie to customers. Do not be dishonest. Do not sign up anything that isn't ethical, okay? Be honest. And part of the reason that I'm so passionately for and in favor of the welcome letter is because it holds you as the sales rep accountable, and it also protects you as the sales rep, and it gives you a second voice that what you said really was honest. In a few of these situations and arbitrations and disputes, as we've gone through them, the sales rep is like, no, that's not what I said. But we don't have any evidence because we don't have a welcome letter. It's like, well, why didn't we do the welcome letter? Well, it was a little bit of an iffy, sketchy account. It's like, okay, well, we have no ground to stand on, you know? And there's others that's clear, cut, and dry. We did the wrong thing, and those are the ones we're being, we're in trouble for. But use the welcome letter, okay? Use the welcome letter. It is the greatest tool that we have as sales reps to hold our customers accountable, ensure that they know what is being communicated, and legally require them to comply with the agreement. It is your greatest asset as a sales rep. If there's ever a dispute of any kind, we'll check the welcome letter. We went over it. Okay? It's not perfect. Nothing is perfect, but it is our best bet. And guys, the welcome letter is big this year. And I know that we talked about you re-sign, you get forgiveness for it. Great. Great. It wasn't perfect all year long. We didn't start using it until halfway through the summer, but it is going to become an even bigger part of our organization next year. Not because it has to be, again, not a corporate enforcement, but because we as sales reps need it. We need it to protect ourselves. We need it to increase our retention. We need it to be able to hold our customers to the agreement so that we can get paid on as many of them as possible. We need it to improve our efficiencies, improve our service to sales ratio. I really believe in the welcome letter. So again, I don't like being the bad guy. I don't ever want to be the bad guy. Guys, I'm begging every single one of you, be ethical, be honest, be like just a good person. And I actually have a video that I want to quickly share. I don't know how to do it on this new program, but I'm going to figure it out really quick. But I have a video that I want to share that kind of touches on that tune, and I think it's really powerful. So let me figure out how to share this.
Thinks you are, or the person.
Okay. Hopefully this works.
Thinks you are, or the person that your younger self wanted as a role model. Brave, courageous, earnest, honest, virtuous. There's this quote from the ancient Greeks that says, "Live as though all your ancestors were living again through you." I really love that. We judge people based on how much life they can tolerate, how much feeling they can deal with and carry and enjoy. And that's something that we should all try and have more of in ourselves. Being that person that your younger self wanted as a role model, being the person that your mum thinks you are.
That's good. Very good. I'm going to watch it one more time, and then I want you guys to really tune in and listen, okay? And this is actually something that has both driven and haunted me my entire life, and it's forced me to be good in a lot of situations because I think about this, and I love that Chris Williamson says it because I'm such a big fan of his. Like I have a big man crush on Chris Williamson. I love him, and I love what he's doing, and I love that he said this because I think about these things regularly.
Be the person that your mum thinks you are, or the person that your younger self wanted as a role model. Brave, courageous, earnest, honest, virtuous. There's this quote from the ancient Greeks that says, "Live as though all your ancestors were living again through you." I really love that. We judge people based on how much life they can tolerate, how much feeling they can deal with and carry and enjoy. And that's something that we should all try and have more of in ourselves. Being that person that your younger self wanted as a role model, or being the person that your mum thinks you are.
That is good. That is okay. I think I stopped sharing there. Hopefully I can piece these together. I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out. I love that. Be the person that your mom thinks you are. Be the person that your younger self wanted you to be. As I listened to that, I even thought about before the summer. Work as hard and as honest and as diligently as you said you would before the summer. As the naive, 4 months ago version of yourself who's just green behind the ears and giddy out the gate. Be that person every day. Work that hard every day. Work that honestly every day. If I was on your shoulder, would you sell the account in the way that you're selling it? Would you say the things that you're saying? Would you do the things that you're doing? Would you sit in the car? No. You'd get out and work, and so would I, because we work hard in this partnership. Be the ideal version of yourself. There's always a better path. There's always more to reach for. And I'm so proud of every single one of you. And even these sales reps that messed up and lost their way for a minute. I don't hate them. It's okay. It happens. We all make mistakes. I've done things in my 12-year career here that I'm certainly not proud of. But I've always tried my best, and I've always said sorry when I made a mistake, and I've always made amends. And I don't think that it's a large problem within our org. I think 99% of our sales reps are very honest all day, every day, including these 3 that got in trouble. I think that along the way, we all forget that this is a real job with real implications, with real things, and I need and expect and demand that all of us be honest, have integrity, and work freaking hard, okay? I want August to be our best month ever. I want September to be our best month ever. I want us to end with momentum. I want us to go into the recruiting season and Idaho Days and Welcome Home and A1M and team leader trips and all these things with a cause for celebration, because we did so much, because we left it all out there, because we did what we said we would do. And that takes actions every day right now. That takes effort every single day. I'm going to do it. And I know that a lot of you will, and I hope that all of you will join me in that. I really, really believe that if we do our best, good things will happen. Now, on a lighter note, couple little shout outs, couple little exciting things, and then a reminder. So re-signing, we've talked a ton about re-signing. Some of you haven't, and that's okay. You don't have to come back next year, but I hope that all of you will, because we're building an empire. We're doing something special, and we have massive, massive momentum right now. We have over 170 people who are already re-signed for summer 2026, and that just gets me giddy. Of all the partnerships, we've re-signed nearly 80% of our sales reps who have done 75K or more already. And that means that we're doing something right. It means that people want to work here, people trust in the systems, people believe in what we're doing. This is a good spot, a good opportunity, a great place to dig your roots and water your grass. We're doing something awesome, and next year is going to be even better. I have some awesome plans. I talked to Mark about it. I talked to Ryan about it. I talked to Andrew. I know Colby's more bought in. I know McKenna's more bought in. I know Aiden is more bought in. Like, all these things are piecing together, and we are ready to just ramp up. I met with a team leader from another company the other day who's at 400 accounts, nearly $2 million in his downline. He's like, dude, I'm leaving these guys. Like, I've been watching what you guys are doing, and I'm leaving these guys. And I need a group like yours. I don't have them in the bag yet, or else I'd announce it and we'd really celebrate. But he's like, I need a group like your guys to push me, to help me get to the next level, to help my reps learn to sell better. He goes, man, we brought out all these reps and so many of them were so good, but there was no training curriculum. Aptiv has the best training curriculum anywhere. It's incredible. We have the best pay scales anywhere. It's incredible. So we're doing a lot right. And if you haven't already made the decision, join the revolution. Let's take over the world. Let's make it happen. Let's make Elite great again. Let's do it again. Let's go even bigger. Don't overestimate what happens in 1 year. Don't underestimate what can happen in 2 or 3. Okay? I shouted out Sam and Mary. A couple more of our reps buying a townhome house. Townhome. It is a townhome. So excited for him. Jarek Harris under contract on a 4-plex. Connor Geisler's been sending me houses. He wants to buy another house. Jacob Madsen closed on a house not too many weeks ago. Jeff Hatch closed on a house not too many weeks ago. Mark Wilmore just bought another 4-plex. I know Aiden's house shopping. We have people doing huge things every day right now. And it's all because of consistency, commitment, effort, and buy-in. Okay, it takes what it takes. Andrew Myers is under contract on another property. Good things are happening in Elite. We're going to keep growing. We're going to keep dominating. We're going to keep making it even better. Big part of that is going to be October. So I would love to have as many of you as humanly possible. Here's kind of my plan, okay? Welcome Home event is October 8th to the 10th. Right after that, the A1M reps, so anyone with $1 million downline, we're going to Hawaii. That's going to be really sick. But Welcome Home right before that is going to be amazing. We've got a ton of Airbnbs booked. We've got a casino night planned. Demarie's been spearheading that, and she does amazing work with that. So we're going to be dressed to the nines. We're going to have thousands of dollars worth of prizes. It's going to be fake money, but you get to gamble with fake money, play blackjack, roulette, whatever you want to play. And then you trade in your tickets, your money, for raffle tickets, and you win prizes. Last year, I forget what all we gave away, but it was several $1,000s worth of prizes. And we're doing that again this year. It's going to be a ton of fun. We'll have food at the Airbnbs. We'll have training meetings. It's going to be sick. Right before that, October 6th to the 8th, Ryan and I have blocked out every one of our rooms in our hotel. Mark, Ryan, and myself have blocked off our cabins. I've got an Island Park cabin that I'm blocking off as well. We are going to go hard for the Idaho days. I'm bringing in a couple guest speakers. I got that giant smoker. I'm committed to making at least like 200 to 300 steaks. It is going to be an epic adventure. We're going to go to Yellowstone. People travel from all over the world to go to Yellowstone, especially now that Ryan and I own that motel. I see it. We get people from India, we get people from China, we get people from Japan, all going up to Yellowstone. So you guys come to Idaho, and then let's do a tour through Yellowstone, and it's going to be a blast. I'm close on this. This is a little teaser. I don't have it officially booked yet, but I think I'm going to pull it off. I think we're going to book the country club, the golf course here in town, for the first day, and we're going to do a big golf scramble with the whole partnership, and there'll be some prizes for that and things too, but it is going to be 2 weeks of just nonstop like improvement, training, getting better, and a blast. Chance to get to know people in the partnership who you admired from afar all summer long. Chance to deepen connections, further relationships, learn how to recruit, learn how to grow. It's going to be awesome. I really, really hope that all of you will join us for it because it's going to be an epic adventure. Now, to end this podcast, I want to share something that's really close to my heart. And I think I've shared it in a podcast previously, and I know I've talked to a lot of you about it, but it's kind of like my 3 non-religious guiding principles for my life. Okay. It's three things that really mean a lot to me. And they're kind of like maybe stoic principles or philosophies that I think about all the time. And it's how I make decisions, and it's how I try and hold myself to habits, and it's how I try and improve. And when I started these podcasts, I talked a lot about how my whole goal for the podcasts was to help our partnership improve and help our partnership become the best version of ourselves. And this is something that's really helped me. And I mean, guys, I'm freaking old. I don't think I'm the oldest person in the partnership, but I'm close. And I've done this job for the longest, and I love it. And I get asked all the time. I went to lunch today with he's my best friend from high school and some junior high. His name's Stephen Free. A lot of you guys have met him. I went to lunch with him today. I haven't seen him in like 6 months, which is kind of sad, but we both work a lot and we have families, so it's normal. But I went to lunch with Steve, and he's like, dude, I can't believe you're still doing it. Like, I had to get out. He's like, I couldn't take it. It was so hard. And Steven's a freaking stud. So if he feels that way, you know it's hard. And he's gone on to do amazing things. And he often also admits that he misses it and definitely misses the income opportunity. He's doing real estate right now, and it's not going as well as it could be. It's going fine. He's got a great life, but he misses a lot of it. But he's just like, dude, I can't believe you've done it for that long. It's hard. So guys, you're in the refiner's fire and you've done something hard. And if you keep doing it, it never gets easy. I'm 12 years in and I'm still stressed all the time. My Whoop has a stress tracker, and multiple times throughout the day, I'll get this like notice, like your stress levels are really high. I'm like, yeah, I have a stressful job, but it's amazing. And it's also incredibly rewarding, both financially and with growth and with relationships and meaning and purpose and everything else. It's amazing. So anyways, I digressed. Maybe this Alani's hitting a little too hard, but I have these three like guiding principles, and they really, really mean a lot to me. So I'm going to share them with you guys, and then I'm going to talk just briefly about each one. And I hope that it means something to you too. And if it does, I hope that you'll adopt a version of them or create your own. But I think it's important that we all strive to become the best version of ourselves. So these are my three guiding principles. Principle number one, in everything that I do, no matter what it is, I am always going to try. I'm always going to give my best effort. I'm always going to say like, I tried. Be it with fatherhood, be it with church responsibilities, be it with school when I was in school, as a real estate investor and agent, obviously as a partner at Aptiv, as a husband to my wife, as a son to my parents, as a brother, as a steward of my life. I always want to try. The greatest failure, I believe, that any person can have is not in making mistakes. I mentioned those 3 reps that were dishonest earlier. That's not the greatest failure. The greatest failure is in not trying, okay? It's not reaching your potential. It's not sincerely giving your best effort and giving yourself a chance at greatness. There are so many things that each of us every day could be better at if we would simply lean into them a little bit more and try a little bit harder. So I've committed for my whole life, no matter what it is, sports, anything, I'm always going to try. I'm always going to sincerely give my best effort. And that's not easy to do. Okay. There's often days where man, I'm exhausted from just consistently getting rejected. I know you guys feel that, but over time you build up kind of a resiliency to it and almost a muscle memory where it's like, no matter what, I'm going to go hard at this. If I'm knocking doors, I'm going to be locked in and I'm going to try and have the biggest day that I can possibly have. If I'm at the gym, I'm going to lock in and I'm going to go freaking hard for the time that I'm here. I'm going to be present. I'm going to focus. If I'm doing dad activities, I'm going to try and be a great dad that my kids can be proud of. If I'm being a husband, I'm going to try and be a great husband and make my wife feel like $1 million because she deserves that. And that's what I've committed to. Always try. The greatest just heartbreaking thing that I see is so many of our sales reps, so many who could be really good at this job, who could do even better, but they're not willing to keep trying. It gets a little bit tough. The road gets rocky. There's obstacles in the way. They throw in the towel and they say it's not worth it. They go to school. It's hard. It's not worth it. They do whatever else. It's not worth it. I have friends who don't do this job anymore, and they've gone on to not do much because they just don't consistently try. Life rewards effort. Door-to-door sales certainly rewards effort, but life in general, in whatever capacity, whatever environment that you guys do, forevermore, life rewards effort, Remember that. Always try. My second guiding principle, and this one, I captioned this myself. It's a little tagline by yours truly. Create, don't consume. We live in a consumer-based society. Think about your life. Think about what you do every day. When you're not knocking doors, and even when you are, you're consuming social media all the time. You're constantly bombarded by ads of things that you need to buy or sign up for or do. You consume television, okay? We all watch TV at night. You consume the latest trends, the newest fashion styles, the newest whatever it is. We're all consumers, okay? Social media is just a cesspool of consumption. And I'm ashamed each time I look at my screen time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent an hour on Clash Royale tonight. When did I do that? Oh, I guess I sat on the toilet for 45 minutes. Got me. I know you guys have been there, okay? I'm ashamed at how much I consume. I read this stat the other day, and it's eye-opening because it's true. It said the average 18-year-old will spend like 25 of their remaining years on Earth on online. It's just insane. What's even more insane is most of that time is not productive. And I'm guilty of this. I talk to my wife about it all the time. I'm like, man, I'm working, DMing reps, I'm responding to people. Yeah, maybe 40% of it is work. Maybe it's not even that much, okay? It's easy to make the excuse, I'm working. But the reality is, I'm consuming. It is not cool to be a consumer. It's not cool to doom scroll TikTok all day. It's not cool to buy stuff that you can't afford. It's not cool to be a consumer. What's cool is being a creator, okay? It's cool to try on social media. It's cool to build a brand. It's cool to try and recruit through these new, unique avenues. It's cool to build a product that you sell. It's cool to create value by selling something. It's cool to create relationships and trust and love and all these powerful parts of life. Be the creator, okay? In a relationship, if you're always taking and consuming, it's a crappy relationship. Be the person that's always giving, that's always sharing, that's always creating value. Okay, this applies to everything. On the doors, create in every interaction that you have. People say that sales is a transfer of energy. If you're creating that energy, if you're making someone feel better, they're more likely to buy. And even if they don't buy, you'll have momentum going into the next door. If you're always giving, always creating, good things come your way. That's with social media, that's with relationships, that's with financials, everything. A lot of our team leaders, I gotta be careful how I say things. I never want to offend anyone. We have a lot of team leaders who are unwilling to create. They expect their reps to give them. Okay, you make an override. But what are you giving back to your rep? Are you helping them? Are you training them? Are you working on them? You should be. You should be. That's your job as the team leader. Create opportunity for them. Create growth for them. That's what enables you to consume that override. That's why you get an override is because you created for them. You put on for your city. You got to be a creator. I'm so passionate about that one. And I'm not perfect at it. Okay. I go through cycles. I go through cycles where I'm just a consumer and it's so lame. I hate being a consumer. I want to be a creator. It's one of my life mantras, life philosophies. Hope it means something to you guys. And then the third one, and this one could be a little bit morbid because it's about death, but it resonates with me. Memento mori, which means remember we all die. Remember you'll die. My best friend Chandler, who a lot of you guys don't know now, which is weird to me because he's the godfather of our partnership. But my best friend Chandler lost his wife a few years ago now, and it rattled my chains like they've never been rattled. And she was the most incredible, wonderful person. In that same time window, a kid who sold for me named Max, who was just incredible. Like the coolest of coolest guys. And he wasn't selling for us at the time. He was selling for another company, but I still kept really close touch with him. And I loved this kid. And I get emotional. His brother just got married, but Max drowned. He was free diving in Florida while he was out selling. It was a weekend and he was free diving and he drowned. So I lost these two people who really meant something to me. And Maddie being like family. Like Emma and I went on a trip with Chandler and Maddie the night that they found out that her cancer had come back. And like, just so prevalent. And some of you have experienced death. Most of you probably haven't. I know that I hadn't. I mean, maybe you lost a grandma or a grandpa or a great grandpa, and some of you have lost people even closer to you. I know we've got sales reps who have lost parents and siblings, and gosh, hardest thing ever. But it opens your eyes to the reality that, like, hey, it's a real part of existence. And, hopefully all of us have some sort of faith, some sort of belief, some sort of something to give us hope in a resurrection or, happiness beyond death. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, this is your shot. This is your chance. Don't waste this life and never live up to your potential. Don't waste this life and never excel. Give everything that you've got every day. Make the most of the simple moments. There's no finish line. There's checkpoints all along the way. But you better make the freaking most of all those checkpoints. You better enjoy the monotony, the grind. You better appreciate that what you're doing now gives you bigger opportunities forever. You better believe that this is your chance. And none of us know. I hope that we all live long, healthy, fruitful, prosperous, meaningful existences. I really, sincerely, authentically hope that. But statistically speaking, none of us know. Tragedies happen every day in distant and close corners of the world, and none of us know. So you got to live every moment intentionally, with purpose, with meaning, even the ones that might feel a little bit meaningless, okay? You got to look for the beauty in that. You got to look for the opportunity in it. And this is probably a little more philosophical than a work podcast, but it applies here too, because all of you made the decision to come out and sell with the hope, with the expectation, with the belief that it could give you so much more in your life beyond this. It could give you bigger opportunities than you would have had otherwise. It could give you more chances at success and at the life that you want. All of you willingly made that decision, myself included. I make that decision every day. I talk about the decisions in another podcast: build up, tear down, feel good, feel bad, win or lose. Another one of those decisions is kind of this, like, are you choosing to make the most of this? Because you did at one point. Are you choosing to finish strong? Because you said you would. Are you working your hardest? Because you're out there either way. So I'm begging, myself included, and all of us, give everything. Work hard. Do the most that you can do. Give effort. Try. Create. Don't consume. Memento mori. Remember, we all die. This is our chance. Okay? I love so much of this job. I love the chance to hopefully make a positive impact. That's all I can expect out of life. I want to make a positive impact. I want to be the best person I can be for my family first and foremost, for my friends second, for work third, and a lot of you fall into both of those categories. That's all I want, to be the best that I can be and hopefully make a positive impact. And this job, like, really scratches that itch. I have some of you say the kindest, most meaningful things to me sometimes, and it makes me feel like $1,000,000. I see our sales reps in this job and out of it going on and doing great things. It makes me smile, it makes me happy. I'm cheering, I'm rooting, I'm hoping. I love so much of this job. I hope that you guys can feel that love. I hope that you can accept the appreciation. I hope that you'll continue to grow and build and develop. And I hope that you'll do it with us. I hope that you'll work hard every day the rest of this summer. I hope that you'll join us in Idaho for an epic experience. I'm rooting for every single one of us. Work hard, do your best. God bless. Love you guys.